return to your scheduled programming shortly, or we are currently experiencing technical difficulties.
Chevron 7, locked.
Bet you didn't expect that. Well, most of you anyway. How's everybody doing? Michael J. Crawford, the Anti-Trekker here, and as always, a very exciting, eventful night because we got Star Trek Discovery to watch tonight. So, we'll get into that in just a minute here. I was just getting my computer screens arranged properly because I just realized that I had the screens all messed up. However, now DJ Odyssey was first a few minutes before I started streaming, and he picked up on my cheating habits. Thomas says hi. DJ insists that he's first, and then Thomas says DJ is banned for cheating. Well, Thomas, what can I say? Josh says, what's worse, Lore Bird Duet or STD? I don't know, because it depends on the episode of STD, because, you know, there's actually been one episode I liked and a couple that I thought were okay. But, yeah, so it depends on what episode. Foley did Snowflake for you. I'm not sure what you mean there, Thomas. What does that mean? And Brian says, hi-ni-ho, everybody. Mercer is in the house, and Thomas, of course, has to make his traditional $1.99, says, for your happy pills. I could definitely use some happy pills right now. Number 8, you got it, my friend, because who doesn't want to hear some more of the melodic sounds of BIRDOPREY?
Anal na trach, was betad, doch jeld in me.
Ariel Natris Oris Bazi Bedhead Duchel Dementa. Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Chevron 7, locked.
And I am sorry about those few seconds of video. I am going to, unfortunately, today was just a test, so I don't have it all trimmed up, but it will be next time. So today we'll just have to deal with that, but it'll be all right. So Foley said, be kind to Anti-Trekker. Is Foley worried that I'm going to lose a couple of blood vessels over tonight's episode? Because Mercer seems to really like it. He says, a great episode. What a killer Discovery episode. So Mercer seems very, very optimistic about tonight's episode. So I'm curious if, I don't know if Mercer's trolling me, if he's being serious. Josh says, so we got to know at the end of Bird stream earlier that it's going to be a 7 on the torture Anti-Trekker scale. Okay, well, we'll find out here. I do have my punching bag at the ready in case I need it. I also want to make sure that I'm ready because, well, I do have some Crown Royal, not a whole lot left in the Crown Royal. So I also have some Southern Comfort in case I feel like something from Louisiana. I have some Tennessee whiskey with coffee in it in case I feel like something local. And I have some Irish whiskey here in case I feel like something from where my ancestors are from. So I am definitely ready for a viewing of Discovery. Who is the epitome going to kill? No idea. Multi-Gunman says hi, how you doing? DJ says 4-parter. No, it's not going to be that long, I hope. Josh says, why didn't the iris close? Because I didn't try to do that. I mean, come on. This looks pretty dang good, so give me a break. So STD, but using Stargate. Yeah, I wanted to experiment with the Stargate thing because I'm going to be doing SG-1 reviews on the channel, and so this is basically, it was an experiment to see if I could get the Stargate to look halfway decent. Hello there, Anti-Trekker. So you returned to SG-1. Yes. Alright, so let me try to get caught up real quick, and then we'll start the episode. Anti-Trekker, I had no clue you could do that until... I had no clue you could do that until you said the other day. That's the only reason I knew how to be first. Ah, okay, yeah. You will most likely go Ron Tracy insane watching this. Oh, jeez, I hope not. I get no love. No, you don't, Mr. Miles. BIRDOPREY doesn't want this wooden horse I made for cargo. Do you? Sure, Thomas. Oh, you're sending to DJ. Oh, okay. Oh, that's for his country. Okay. Since the gate can only stay open for 30 minutes at a time, does that mean 30-minute? Yeah, actually, the funny thing is, at 30-minute mark, it will replay that introduction. Slaved over a computer all day, as did I, Mr. Miles, and actually, I slaved over 2 computers all day. 4 megachats coming your way via old school greenbacks. Well, that's very cool. So you did a Gordon Miles. So you did a Gordon Miles. I was like, what? I'm still predicting a 4-part review. No, only if you guys don't let me get caught up. Get out your punching bag. Got it right here. It's ready in case I need it. By the time this stream's end, I may be able to watch Orville. I had 21 sales today. I assume that's a good thing. I don't know what you do, Mercer, so congratulations. Or, oh man, I'm sorry, better luck next time. Whichever is more appropriate. Good thing he has some backups. He may need it. Hey, don't drink the worm. It's really a gawood. Well, I don't have any tequila here, so I can't. That would actually... Somebody needs to do that and come up with gawood tequila. That would be awesome. Multi-Gunman is of Irish descent as well. Well, you should try this. The Dubliner, it's really good. This is a blend of Irish whiskey and honeycomb liqueur, and it's actually quite tasty. If you like things like Jack Daniel's Honey, it's similar, but it's actually a little smoother. I like it. Sci-Fi Sith says, please check your Discord. I sent you something. You guys, I'm trying to get caught up, but let me see. Sci-Fi Sith. Check out this character I made up. Very cool sci-fi, but I'm gonna have to check it out on another time. It does look cool. Star Wars Terran Republic, but I can't check it out right now because we got to get into the episode here. Multi-Gun likes the green screen. I'll tell you, the tricky part is, of course, there's few layers here because you can see the Stargate itself is in front of me, but then I put the Event Horizon behind me so that it kind of blends. And here's the cool thing. So when we're watching the show, where is the magic button there? There it is. So the show will show up behind me, as you can see, but still with some Stargate effect there. All right. You look like a mirror in Sleeping Beauty. Okay. And yeah, and I got to get caught up on the chat. So Mercer Create throws a couple of bucks in and says, tell him about the Twinkie. Yes, I did love that. That's a big Twinkie. So Josh says, I thought tonight's Orville wasn't great. Well, I don't get to watch it on the night of, mainly because I work. I just got off work a few minutes ago. And so, yeah. But thank you, Mercer. If you want a super chat, let me know real quick. Mercer Crate sells Boeing 737 MAX 8s and 9s. Well, if he sold 21 of them today, then he's ready to retire. Honeycomb Liquor Hideout. Yes, I didn't even think about that, but yes. Edgetrigger, even Captain Foley did not like this episode. Oh, geez. That's not a good sign. Andy Trigger, you need a human-sized sparring bag. Yeah, but I want to get one of those ones that actually looks like a person and then, like, make it look like people that I don't like. That would be fun. Jaegerbomb throws $5 into the chat. Thank you for enduring STD. Off subject. Thoughts on the Disney Fox deal? Hope they don't screw up Deadpool. May I see Disco die? You absolutely can. But first, I'll say this. as far as the Fox Disney deal, I'm very excited because I want Dr. effing Doom done right. All right? I want to see this guy in the MCU kicking all sorts of butt, right? Because this guy, keep in mind, from what we've seen in the MCU, this guy's one part Iron Man, one part Doctor Strange, and one part, what's his name from, I'd say, I can't believe I'm forgetting his name. The bad guy from Civil War that was behind all the, Baron Zemo. So he's like a mix of those three characters. I want to see that character. And I think MCU can pull it off. And let's watch Disco die, and then I have one other thing to do before we get started on the show. Man, that is my favorite of the regular Super Chats. And I know, gotta wait a couple seconds here. Alright, so, one quick thing before we get into the episode is that I did get an anti-care package today, and I can't remember, I know somebody, because I'm so bad, because there's so many of you guys, and I love you guys, but someone sent it to me, and I remember you told me, and now I can't remember who you are, so if it's you, I apologize, but take credit. And yes, I do, and I know I got a message on this. This is very, very cool, and it was a request for me to do a review, and said, if I send you the disc, will you review it? And I agreed that I would, and so, coming soon to the Anti-Trekker channel, we're going to do a full-on review of the pilot of The Incredible Hulk. So, thank you. I know I have a message from you on Discord, but I can't remember who you are, but thank you so much. I am truly looking forward to it. I loved this show when I was a kid. This is going to be a lot of fun. And so I'm going to put that over here for right now. We don't want the big green guy to see Discovery. That would be very, very bad. What does my shirt say? The shirt was another gift. The Force is non-binary, but the thing is I got to make me have to turn around here. There you go. Anti-Trekker as the Hulk, says TD, makes him mad. Sometimes it does, I'll tell you. Foley did a great impersonation of you and snowflaked you twice. Oh, man. I wish I would have seen that. Too bad I had to work. We need a super chat if something comes through the wormhole. I agree. I'm trying to think of something fun to do with it. All right, so let's get this party started. Let me mute the audio. Oh, and I almost forgot. For anybody that wants to be able to hear Star Trek Discovery, why you would want to hear Star Trek Discovery, I have no idea. But if you do want to hear Star Trek Discovery while I'm watching it, you can actually go to my Discord page. Link is in the description below. And if you go to the audio channels on said Discord page, you will see a live stream simulcast channel. Where you will see that Commander Shran and Mercer Create are both already there waiting. And so, oh, and Mercer picked a super chat with Ryan's head. Oh, you got it, my friend. Let me get that sucker. Where is that? There it is. If it'll play. Come on. Don't be stupid. It's going to be stupid. Oh, crap. Audio. Yeah. Thanks for telling me now. That is the super chat that came out of the wormhole. There you go. That's what we should do. That's absolutely what we should do. We should have this come out of the Stargate. Oh man, that's going to take some work, but that I think would be fun. All right. Oop, that was my bad.
Chevron 7 locked.
All right, so let's get this started. Oh, let me hit that mute button again. I don't want to get in trouble. All right, and start this bad boy going. So we start out as always with the CBS All Access logo and our previously on Discovery. So we got, you know, Burnham playing chess with good old Spock. And again, while I'm not a big fan of the beard, I do like Ethan Peck's take on Spock. I think it's been pretty good. Probably my favorite thing about the show is Ethan Peck's Spock, and my second favorite would be Anson Mount's Pike. So, a little bit of flashbacks as to the destruction of all sentient life. Mercer says, I can't hear you on Super Chat. Or on Discord. Hold on. Oh, you can't hear me on Discord. You should be able to hear me. Let me see here. Let me check my Discord settings here. I apologize for the delay. And voice and audio. Testing. It looks like you should be able to see me. The voice was low compared to Ethan Peck. Ah, yeah. That's a problem I don't know how to fix at this point. Until we get things started with Vimeo, I don't know how to fix that. It's like I can't balance my voice and the audio levels of the show. I'll turn down the volume levels of the show a little bit and see if that helps. But then I got to turn up my... So you tell me, Mercer, if that's a little bit better balance there, as far as my volume versus the show. Turn down more. Make it difficult for me. All right. That's about as low as I can go and still be able to hear it. Having too much fun in the back. I love the background here. I think it's kind of cool. So, enough of the flashbacks. Jeez. I mean, this is a relatively short episode, and we've already been going for over a minute and have not gotten into any... Now you want me to turn... I can't just turn my voice up. It's maxed out. And I'm not going to scream. Andre is here. Good to see you, my friend. If Neelix were the main character on Discovery, that would probably improve the show. All right, let's see what happens here. So we are now looking at the body of Robot Chicken. Sounds like we're hearing her eulogy. Everybody's, sad because Robot Chicken is dead. Which I don't care what I know. There are a lot of people that have been saying, "Oh, Robot Chicken's a Red Angel." No, I think she's just dead. So they are removing her brain cover, so you can see her brain. That's interesting. And you can kind of see an interesting medical scan of the biological parts versus robot parts. And here's what... Okay, wait. I gotta ask. And this is not a... Oh, stupid... Hold on. There we go. All right. Let me go back here for a second. All right, so if you look at this, you can see that they are deleting all the information out of her. Okay? Now, I understand why you would do that, considering all the stuff that went down in the last episode. As stupid as the last episode was, you had a computer virus from the future take her over. And so, yeah, I can totally understand why you would want to delete everything. But not 10 seconds before that, they showed, and you can even see it in the scan. I guess I can point the mouse so you can kind of see where I'm pointing at. In the scan right here, her fully intact brain. If her brain is fully intact, why was her memory being stored on a USB flash drive that she had to keep clearing off data files because it was running out of space? I really don't understand that. That doesn't make any sense. Perhaps she had memory problems. Yeah, apparently. Because, oh, you say, like, she's not Dory. Now, you telling me in the 23rd century, I mean, because if what they should have done, honestly, is had a big chunk out of her brain missing or something when they took that cap off to kind of show, yeah, see, brain damage. But, yeah. She enjoyed the show. Your cat enjoyed the show, Mercer? Are you sure your cat's not a flirkin? Just saying. So... now we're hearing Tilly being all upset because her buddy's dead. Now, I gotta say, Tilly's doing a good job as far as the acting here. However, look at her face right now. I mean, she truly looks devastated over what's going on. And she's talking about how she was my friend. She was your friend for one freaking episode, okay? She was just a background prop until last week. Then all of a sudden she's everybody's best friend. Whatever. So Stamets is saying how romantic she and her husband was, even though like the day they got married, they died. So I guess here's the thing. So was like Robot Chicken everybody's best friend on the ship and just everybody ignored her for some reason for the last 6 months? Because this does not feel at all right to me, is because, especially, I mean, I don't know. Stamets, I don't know if we've ever seen Stamets really have any interaction with her. Rudland, yeah, it's like Spock's funeral, but we don't know the deceased well enough to care, like a funeral for a stormtrooper. You are exactly right. This is a funeral for a red shirt. This really is. And it's really infuriating to me because they could have done so much with her. All right, Robot Chicken, as a premise, was an interesting character. They just never did anything with her. But instead, they waited until the episode she dies in to give her any kind of character development. And now everybody's acting so distraught over her death. If you had been building her up throughout the series, this would have been a powerful moment. But instead, it feels cheap because she was just I don't feel any worse for her than I would feel if, you know, they were having a funeral over one of their computer consoles that got blown up in a battle. I mean, I really didn't have any emotional attachment to her at all. In fact, we didn't even know she wasn't just a robot until last week. We didn't know she was a cyborg. Geez. So now Dietmar's like, oh, she helped me understand my augmentation's okay. So I guess augmentation is the new whatever identity politic thing. Yeah, don't care. Hmm? What? Well, you know, I know they're trying. They are really trying. They want Michael Burnham to sound so poignant with everything she says, right? But that was the dumbest thing to say at a funeral ever. Really, it was just stupid. I'm going to read it to you because this is her eulogizing her best buddy who's dead, right? There are many reasons to join Starfleet. And Andre says, Antrick, if Robot Chicken has become the friend for everyone in 1 week, we ignored her for 1 month on the channel, and I became a friend of the host after a $20 payment. Well, that's true. Well, maybe she gave everybody a super chat. That must be Alexander. That you're absolutely right. Yeah, money talks, says Chuck. What kind of augmentation? Breast augmentation? Boobies, booby. I don't think that's the kind of augmentation they're talking about. Hi, Trigger, you need your punching bag and 3 bottles for this one. I have 4 bottles right here. So, Crown Royal, Southern Comfort, Tennessee Legend, and the Dubliner. I am ready. Now, anyway, so there are many reasons to join Starfleet. We get to reach for the stars. Notice she's not even talking about the person who is dead. And that's the problem. They don't understand that Michael Burnham should be talking about Robot Chicken. She shouldn't be talking about Michael Burnham. Yes, Anti-Trekker will be your friend if you feed the tip jar. That is absolutely true. We get to reach for the stars. We get to reach for the best in ourselves. But most important, we get to reach for each other. So, people, according to this speech from Michael Burnham, you join Starfleet so you can reach other people. Because apparently, if you don't join their military, you can't reach anybody? That is probably the dumbest eulogy I've ever seen. It has nothing to do, and I mean nothing to do, with Robot Chicken at her own freaking funeral. $2 of friendship from Alexander. Thank you, my friend. So with $2 of friendship, you are officially my friend for another 20 minutes. So thank you. But no, seriously, Alexander, thank you so much. Yeah, I thought Sarah forced Burnham into Starfleet. No, she wanted to reach to the stars and reach other people. And that's why it's so sad that the robot's dead. We get to do what we love alongside colleagues who became friends, who become family. And who better to stand with shoulder to shoulder, facing those pivotal moments, who more painful let go. What is she? What? This is the... I'm so sorry, Robot Chicken. That is it? Her whole eulogy is about how awesome Starfleet is. And then she says, I'm sorry. And that's it. That's... Oh, man. That is infuriating. All right, so someone is asking about... They had a shot of the crew here. Let me go back. I didn't go back far enough, apparently. There we go. All right, so this big old crew shot. Honestly, it's hard to tell for as far as men and women. Of course, we do have to hit every potential quota, though. So we have our. I forget when I point at it, you can't see it. Let me move this way so you can see better. We got a person in a wheelchair here, and I know we've seen him before, because we got to have that. Oh, look, here's the weird vagina head thing, although there's 2 of them. I don't know where the other one is. Here's another big-headed alien of some kind. And And of course, the main cast is all right here. This is probably the single most expensive shot in the entire series so far, where they have the entire crew of Discovery in one shot. So, yeah, all we need is for her to say that of all the souls I've encountered in my travels, his was the most human. Bird is in an episode of STD. No, I don't think that's Bird because he has hair. Unless it's Bird with a wig, which wouldn't be all that surprising. If you've seen BIRDOPREY's stream today, you would know what I'm talking about there. No Jet or the sneezing alien? That's true. I do not see Jet or the sneezing alien, but rumor has it that Jet Reno and Sneezy is actually his name. I know that a lot of people didn't realize that, but his name is Sneezy. And Jet and Sneezy are actually going to be the stars of an upcoming Kurtzman production called Sneeze and Jet. And Sneeze and Jet is going to be a show about when Jet Reno and Sneezy get on a shuttlecraft and they get stranded on a planet and then have to live together and have lots of Sneezy Jet babies. So that's actually coming soon to CBS All Access. Now that we all have all of them, somebody flushed the toilet. Yes. That wasn't a wig Bird was wearing. That was a baby seal he clubbed. That's true. I forgot about that. So you're true. Where is the buffet table? Yeah, really. That's not. And here's the thing. In Star Trek II, and I see they're kind of sort of trying to emulate some of what they did with Star Trek II, but they have to make it bigger and better. But, similar to Robot Chick, Spock was put into a torpedo casing as a casket and then shot. So I'm assuming we're going to see Robot Chick shot in a moment. However, why the hell are they on the shuttle bay? Why aren't they in the torpedo room? That's where the funeral took place in Star Trek II, because that's where you launched the freaking torpedo. Sneeze and Jet. That info came from a CBS producer on double secret probation. Shh. Zachary, don't reveal my sources. BIRDOPREY got that hair from Laura's back. Oh, jeez. Oh, that's wrong. All right, let's continue on. Burnham's, I'm sorry, but Burnham's eulogy there is downright offensive. She is so narcissistic. So now Saru says on Kaminar they sing songs of remembrance for those that have been taken from us too soon. No, they don't. They celebrate it. They say, "Hey, go die! Yay!" They have 20 aft torpedo launcher tubes. They probably do. Oh, so now he's going to sing. Oh my God, he's singing. He's actually singing. Hold on, let me see. I'm going to turn it up so we can hear it there, because we actually can hear. Yeah, this is Kelpian singing here. We'll make love together. Sorry, I couldn't resist. Yeah, and that look on Pike's face, that sums it up right there, doesn't it? That one. He's just like, yeah, really? One season, right? I only have to be in one season of this crap. He's actually singing. And where are they going? So they're carrying... What? What? How did that... Okay. Let me go back. I am completely dumbfounded by this. I'm going to rewind it. Let's go back. let me, I'm sorry, but I gotta do this here. Okay. Almost there. All right. So here's our group shot again. All right. Let me move my big old head aside here. So we have the torpedo casing is on a stand, and you can see it's right. Dang, I keep touching the screen like you can see me pointing at the screen. But if I move the mouse over here, okay, so you can see that it's right at the top of the star in the middle of the delta shield, right? So now let's go fast forward a little bit. Okay, so now we have the pallbearers come up and they're removing the Federation flag from the torpedo. So, okay, so far so good. And so we still get to listen to Kelpians singing. So, all right, so now you can see they've walked maybe 10 feet with the torpedo, right? Now, I'm thinking, okay, so they're just going to walk off the edge of the frame, right? They're just going to keep walking down. So, like, they're here now. They're just going to walk down off the edge of the frame, and then there's going to, like, launch the torpedo or something, right? No! They walked it 10 freaking feet and then just set it there. They literally just dragged the thing across the room and set it there. What was the point? What? How does that make any kind of sense? I mean, I understand, okay, hey, it's 24th century and they got their whatever they're, but they moved it 10 feet. They literally just said, oh, here's our funeral service. Ready? Wow, that was exciting. I will see the point. All right, Mercer. I will see the point. All right, so now we're still listening to the freaking Kelpian singing. What is this? What? Is the entire shuttle bay is an elevator? What? Oh, so okay, so they're gonna launch her out of the little rolly ball things that Burnham launched from, which, okay, but again, so you have this gigantic circular elevator in the middle of the shuttle bay that accesses the launch tubes that we saw before. So now we know where the launch tubes are. Although that doesn't really make sense from the jive of, if I remember correctly, I thought the stupid shuttle things launched out of the front of the saucer section. And the shuttle bay is in the back of the secondary hull, which means that these launch tubes, which you can clearly see in this shot, point towards the door that exits out of the back of the ship, actually have the roller coaster thing and goes out the front of the ship. Because that makes sense. That makes total sense. I'm sorry, what was I thinking? This episode is genius. And by the way, it still doesn't explain the point of them dragging the thing 10 feet because the entire Starfleet logo lowered, not just the section where it was. They didn't have to move it. It was already on the elevator. It was already on the elevator. Their moving it did nothing. And maybe it goes out the back here, but I could have sworn, and I'm going to have to go back and rewatch it now, but in the episode when they actually took off in the stupid space pods, I thought, okay, we're going to find out. So this is I'm going to jot this down. Hold on. We're at 5 minutes and 14 seconds right now. All right, somebody, I know you guys are smart. One of you guys tell me, what's the name of the episode where they found Jet Reno and they used the stupid pods? Let me see. I know it was before that. Was it brother? Okay. Thank you. And Night Breeze says, is Burnham going to fight a starship tonight? I don't know, but bear with me a second because I want to look something up real quick, all right? So, and I will play your number 10 in just a minute, Night Breeze, but this is important. All right, so we got to find where they're in the stupid... Okay. Bear with me. Okay, here we go. So this is from Brother. They're in their stupid pods. And look at these series of tunnels they're driving through inside of Discovery. With the speed they're going, Discovery better be about 40 miles long. All right, so they're about to launch. Okay, so they do launch out the back. However, you saw the speed they're going and the amount of time it took them. So if the launch tubes are like 30 feet long, what were they doing zipping around in the roller coaster of doom? How does that make any kind of... There's no continuity. There is just no continuity on this show. Oh my God, this is just... Ugh. Oh crap, I didn't put the audio on, did I? All right.
Chevron 7, locked.
Well, let's see if we can survive some more of this crap. So, let me get this back up. So yeah, so apparently, and this is interesting, so their launch tubes for their stupid shuttle lander pod things that Burnham is the test pilot for also serve as torpedo tubes, apparently. How long is this up? This episode is actually a shorter one, 48 minutes. Oh, jeez, I need a drink. Ash seriously just said how beautiful Michael Burnham's eulogy was. You know, the eulogy that had nothing to do with the person that was actually dead. That eulogy where Michael Burnham doesn't even mention the person who's dead except for the very last word of her eulogy where she just says, "I'm sorry." That eulogy? Yeah, Ash thinks that's like the most beautiful thing he's ever heard. I do really like this. By the way, for those of you that enjoy Star Trek Discovery, I highly recommend the portable punching bag. All right, so let's continue. So Burnham's acting like she's all traumatized over Robot Chicken's death, But her eulogy didn't even mention Robot Chicken, so why is she upset? It doesn't seem like she should even be the slightest bit upset. I mean, it's not that Soneqa's acting is necessarily bad here. She's less wooden than she was in season 1. That is absolutely true. She's doing a much better job. But I have no reason to believe that she would be upset over the loss of someone who she only talked to in the last freaking episode. Mercer is wearing a Star Trek Discovery shirt. I do not own a Star Trek Discovery shirt. Although I am thinking about ordering some of the little black badges. I like the black badge. They should sell punching bags with the Discovery logo on. No, they need to. Yeah, they should. That would be freaking awesome. So now they're trying to figure out what the Red Angel is once again. And I'm not going to even bother. Why is the briefing room table like a big oak slab? I would love to know, but whatever. And yes, Thomas, my birthday is next month. That is true. I'm old. And Star Trek says, we could have beamed her up and put her in the brig. We thought it would be more powerful to pretend to watch in horror as Robot Lady dies slowly in space. R.I.P. Robot Chicken. On to a better show. Yes. Yeah, the briefing room table, it's basically, and I've seen this, I have a friend that does this type of furniture where you take a piece of natural, usually oak, and you just slice it, and then you varnish the crap out of it. So the edges are actually still the bark from the original tree, and there's actually a split down the middle of it where the original wood had a split in it. It's a beautiful type of table, but it doesn't fit in. I mean, we've never seen a table like that in all of Trek. Can we watch Get Smart? Unfortunately, no, Thomas. That show is too intelligent for this. So for those of you that, so if I move out of the way, so right here you can see, actually it's over here, like this big old gouge in the table is a natural part of the wood that it's cut from. And then if you look at the edges of the table near where the Admiral's sitting and Burnham and stuff, you can see how the edges are very, very rough. And that is because of the type of wood, the paneling that they made this out of. It's very cool. Like I said, I have a friend that does this type of work, and he does absolutely beautiful work. But it doesn't fit the Trek aesthetic at all. It really doesn't. So I don't understand why they're bothering with that. So they're saying that basically it seems like the computer virus from the future is pretty much wiped out at this point since they deleted all of Robot Chicken's memories, and they also had all the Section 31 ships purge their systems and everything. I have not noticed that, Mercer. Picard holds a crystal in most of his ready room scenes. I have not noticed that at all. Are they really just trying to make Tilly dumber and dumber in every episode? Why is she on this show? I mean, this is, I'm going to let you guys hear her for just a minute here. So they're all having a meeting. And keep in mind, in this meeting, you have a Starfleet admiral, the captain of the ship, and a couple of senior officers, plus their representative from Section freaking 31, right? This is high-level stuff going on right now, right? So check out Tilly as she comes in.
Somehow. Hi. Oh, sorry, Captain, Admiral, everyone. I should have knocked. Although it is kind of pointless. These doors pretty much open right on their own most of the time.
Ensign, did you need something?
Well, actually, I thought I have something. I mean, I found something.
So I really, really... I mean, Tilly was at least... They need a live studio audience whooping and... They do! They really... That would make this show be more believable. Yeah, it's like they really need like a laugh track with it. This is like freaking Married with Children. I mean, it really feels like that. And so, like, yeah. So she's... Okay, how does this make any freaking sense? Tilly was... Okay, they showed the dead body of Robot Chicken, right? She is dead. And as a precaution, they decided to delete everything in her brain, which makes sense given what we've seen thus far. And Mercer, I'll check out... Oh, the Picard crystal. Oh, yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I see him holding the crystal in a couple of pictures there. I'll check that out later. But... So they delete every bit of memory. They make sure that there's no evidence of this computer virus or anything, because obviously a computer virus from the future is an extraordinarily dangerous thing, and so they don't want to mess with it. So here's what Tilly is explaining to them here, is that she scanned all the data from Robot Chicken, and she found an odd piece of code that at first she thought was just some leftover thing from a software update. I am not even making that up. That's the actual dialogue. She thought that her iPhone was out of date and had to update it, and that's what she found. But no, upon closer analysis, it was left behind by the computer virus, and it's information about Project Deadless, the whole point of last week's episode. So they deleted everything, but they didn't really delete it because Tilly is looking through it, which means they kept the virus. There are way too many logical gaps in this one. Oh, that's it. So, the biological signature, the Red Angel, is Michael effing Burnham. Now, you might expect me to go on some big old tangent. No, not worth it, because you know what? I've been saying for the last freaking month that Michael Burnham is the Red Angel. So what? It's not that big a deal. However, if there, the way you guys are talking, I'm expecting that there's something else that I don't know at this point. But, we'll see. Oh, not credits. Wow, you see, and again, this is, it's so true. I mean, I'm going to actually have a drink on this. There is an old saying among Trekkies: the longer the stinger, the worse the episode. This stinger is 8 minutes and 43 seconds. This stinger is so freaking long that I forgot it was a stinger. This is ridiculous. The episode is 48 minutes long. So almost 9 minutes of that is the opening stinger. When you take off credits, you're looking at almost a quarter of the episode is the freaking stinger. All right, so now we got a shot. I mean, well, what was that? Nope, nothing. All right. So now that we've had our introduction, which was completely plain. Is that blood coming? I hope it's not blood coming out of my forehead. I wouldn't be surprised, though. By the way, that was the last of the Crown Royal, that last shot. So now I'm moving on to something else. Really? Wow. So, I am looking more... I don't know if that's me because of my high blood pressure over this episode, or if it's just the camera and I have some adjustments to make. But, here's what they just said. Dr. Culver has not officially been reinstated. However, I asked him to oversee Tilly's findings about the Red Angel being Burnham. Dr. Culver at this point is not even a member of Starfleet. And you are showing him top secret information. Yeah, why not? Why the hell not? So, Dr. Culver is saying that every test that he could run is a 100% match to Burnham. So there is absolutely no doubt that the Red Angel is Michael Burnham. So what does that tell me? That the Red Angel is not Michael Burnham. All right, I don't know what they're going to pull out of their ass, but even though it should be Michael Burnham, it's not going to be Michael Burnham. You know, Spock, that was probably the worst written line for Spock to date, as far as this episode, or the Discovery Spock. Because, Nightbreeze throws a buck in and wants to see number 1. You got it, my friend. I will play that, and then I'll talk about Spock for just a moment here.
Star Trek Discovery
Oops.
is not even
I know,
canon.
you can't hear it. You
Star
can't
Trek
hear it.
Disco-
You can't
Star
hear
Trek
it.
Discovery is not even Star Trek Discovery is not even canon, even though it keeps saying it is. And Michael is just too perfect to even exist, and you need to shut up about it being actually good. I just wanted my waffle.
And that is actually absolutely true. If it was not for YouTube, I would be working at Waffle House.
Chevron 7, locked.
I would actually be at Waffle House terrorizing poor people that just wanted to order a waffle. So, the why is this the worst line from Spock ever? Is that, Spock... They're talking about the Red Angel and the fact that the Red Angel is 100%, according to this thing that they downloaded from the deleted memories of Robot Chicken, because they deleted it because it could be an evil virus, but they kept it so that they could scan it so that it's deleted but it's not. And they found that in a file labeled Project Daedalus that it's a 100% match with Michael Burnham. And so then Admiral Cromwell points out that, well, we have to consider the source of this information. It's entirely possible that this was a plant, that this was planted information. And Spock says no. He says that there is no logical reason for Robot Chicken to present any false information. That is a load of crap, because a logical reason would be to send them on a wild goose chase trying to track down the Red Angel. Because assuming that the computer virus, from what we've seen, whatever sent this computer virus and the Red Angel apparently are at odds with each other. It's almost like the temporal Cold War from Enterprise. And given that, it would make sense that whoever sent the virus would purposely want to mislead people as to who the Red Angel was, so that Discovery and the rest of Starfleet would be going after the wrong person, while they could then operate with impunity and take out the Red Angel themselves, or whatever. Anyway. In Spock's defense, Burnham is perfect and everyone loves her, so logically no one would want to frame her. Well, that's true, Renegade. I did not take into account. And Ozzy points out 70 people watching. Good for you. Thank you, Ozzy. It's always fun when we get a big crowd here. And to those of you that aren't normally here, I'm the opposite of Captain Foley. I try to call it like it is, which is similar to Captain Foley. So I don't hate on Discovery just to hate on Discovery. However, when Discovery does crap like this, it really pisses me off, and I'm going to voice my opinion. However, I'm going to voice my honest opinion, and that includes 2 weeks ago when I actually enjoyed the episode. And so it's, this episode, not their worst overall so far, however, not doing really good in my eyes, all right? So it's well acted overall, and which is the norm for Discovery. Ethan Peck's Spock is still my favorite part of the show. Anson Mount's Pike is a close second. And again, we're seeing it once again in the while they're trying to develop Michael Burnham as a character, the women on this show are just horribly written. They really are. Mr. Rouse, I'm the opposite of Captain Foley. I call it like, that's not what I meant. I meant that Captain Foley, Captain Foley, like me, tries to call it like he sees it, but he tends to lean towards liking Discovery. I tend to lean towards disliking Discovery. However, both of us, when I like something on Discovery, I'll say it. And when Foley dislikes something on Discovery, he'll say it. So that's all I mean. Not the worst STD episode, low bar. That is true. That is a very low bar. And that's the thing, David. If Captain Foley and Commander Cockings were not fond of this episode, that doesn't bode well. But let's continue on. So, what? So now the Doctor is saying that there are certain wild cards in our genetics that you could not fake in a computer file. That's a load of crap. Anything you can measure can be duplicated. Period. That's true today, and it'll be true in the 23rd century. If it can be generated, it can be faked. All right? All you have to do to have a 100% perfect match is to get an actual scan of Burnham and then insert it into the Daedalus file. Bam, done. What is up with the intelligence of the writers of this episode? How does it make any sense that if because the Doctor is using computers to get information on Michael Burnham to compare to information on Michael Burnham that they also pulled from a computer, and he's saying there's no way to fake it when both sets of information came from computers. You can absolutely fake it, just like you can fake anything. Excuse me while I drink. Yeah, that Dubliner is good stuff. All right, let's continue on. Now, okay, this episode just gained a couple of brownie points with me, and this is why I love Ethan Peck's Spock. Ethan Peck's Spock is the only person that we've seen in Discovery that can put Michael Burnham in her place, and she can't shut him down. he actually, because they're talking about the could the Red Angel really be Michael Burnham, and Ethan Peck Spock said, you know, it would be completely consistent with her mental mental attributes, especially her tendency to try to accept responsibility for things that are beyond her control. And Michael looks at him, and you see that look on her face, and she's like, "Thank you for sharing that with the group, Spock." But it's like, well, you know, Spock says, "Well, it's true." Yeah. Thomas throws $4.99 in. Thank you, Thomas, and says, "Remember, you are watching STD. Why are you asking, though it doesn't make sense?" Well, there is that. I will grant you there is that. UBERCHAT number 6, and please don't forget to unmute. All right, I unmuted it already. Let me bring up the old UBERCHAT menu, and let's take a short break while you watch the saga that is my son, the Scarved Insect, ruining my life.
I now pronounce you man and turd. You may now kiss.
Joshua, what are you doing?
Nothing. I'm definitely not making you kiss Law. I repeat, I am not making you kiss Law. I'm definitely not. Hello, unfortunately there's not going to be a part 4. Dad just fixed the computer and he promises not to destroy it again as long as I don't do another one of those, so there's going to be no part 4. Wait, hold on, I just got a text message. Please do these videos, Puffed 4 is very anticipated. Nope, I quit.
Get him.
Sing it! Sing it! Sing it!
Yeah, and there it is, the saga of the Scarved Insect. Oh.
Chevron 7, locked.
I always forget about that. Don't worry, I'm going to fix that, I promise. All right, so the so I do like Ethan Peck Spock. I really do. I think that he's definitely the best part of the show, and I love the fact that despite the crap that is in this episode, overall, you know, Ethan Peck still puts Michael Burnham in her place on a regular basis. So, Michael Burnham asked the obvious question, is that if the Red Angel is in fact Michael Burnham, why wouldn't Michael Burnham just reveal herself to everybody so that they can prevent the apocalypse? And Spock said, perhaps because you have a penchant for the dramatic, which I like the line, but at the same time, I still think that at this point, I think that the Red Angel is not Michael Burnham, and they're probably going to pull something out of their ass to make it some surprise. I don't think that it's Robot Chicken. I think that that's not even on the table. I don't know who it is, but I'm about 99% certain it is not Robot Chicken. You know, it's funny because, again, they talk about how, I can't remember her name, but the new co-showrunner of Discovery that took over after the first few episodes with Kurtzman, and they were talking about how her deep knowledge of Trek is. Then tell me, why is it that Spock was just talking about how the tachyon radiation will interfere with traditional radio communications when they don't use radio communications? And they used to, like, they'd say in the original series, oh yeah, they used to call it radio. But yeah, whatever. I know they've said subspace radio a couple times, so maybe that's it. How long till he shaves? I don't know. He needs to shave. So they're trying to figure out a pattern to her, to the Red Angel's appearance. And so now Section 31's beaming over because we haven't seen Michelle Yeoh in a couple episodes, so we got to have her show up. So, yeah, you like whose character, Muggles? So the Section 31 is showing up because they want to help. They want to set up a trap to capture the Red Angel. Excuse me. So a time traveler from the future with awesome technology, and they're going to capture her. So, they're explaining that, so Michael Burnham, and what a great look at her right there. So Michael Burnham is going to get a hold of this Red Angel tech that allows her to open up micro wormholes, as Saru said, to travel through space and time. Which is pretty impressive, considering that in the 24th century they couldn't do that. I'm just saying. If in the 24th century they couldn't open up a micro wormhole artificially, how is it that in the 23rd century, because I'm assuming that Michael Burnham does not live for over 100 years to be in Star Trek The Next Generation, but you never know, maybe she does. Picard is the Red Angel. I don't think that's the case. Looks like Burnham is trying to butt anti-trigger. She's trying to what? It's even worse? Okay. So they're talking about how they have to capture her. And they're trying to figure out a way to trap her. Excuse me. Tired. All right. So the Klingons have been experimenting with time travel, we find out. Oh, that makes sense. Because we all know about all the many adventures of time travel involving the Klingons. And that's not true, Mercer. I'm sure that some people like you. You have Led Zeppelin in your head. That's a weird thing to have in your head. The best way to trap an angel is to plan a dance on a pin. That's correct. That is actually very true. If Burnham is the angel, wouldn't Vulcan logic demand her death? You can only dream, Nightbreeze. But I really am a little confused here, but I don't like... No, it's not true at all, Mercer. If I didn't like you, then I wouldn't be upset whenever you threaten to leave. So I know, so, you know. All right, gets worse. Let me continue on. Let's see. Oh, they've already got the tech. The Red Angel. Oh my God. All right. We're going to have some of the Tennessee Legend this time. That's, Mr. Miles, shut up. So, not only are they going to future develop technology that can develop wormholes long before Star Trek The Next Generation, they've already got it. And in fact, Section 31 knew all along what the Red Angel was because they built the Red Angel suit. They have the designs already. They've got it right there. Of course the Klingons have time travel. You don't remember the Bird of Prey in 80s San Francisco? Well, that's true. This is just... So they've got a time travel... Oh, so they built the suit, but the Klingons took it, and they're worried that the Red Angel is a Klingon, and so they're trying to trap what they think is a Klingon, but it's really Burnham. What the hell? This... Hey, Mecha. Well, is it the worst episode? No. Is it a good episode? No. It's bad. It's not. It's well acted and all that. Well performed overall. There's a couple of good Spock moments so far in it that I've enjoyed. But the story and the plot is so ridiculously stupid. It makes your brain melt. They contradict each other. They contradict prior episodes. By the way, Mecha, here's a good one for you to remember when I assume you're going to do a live thing. This is not a spoiler because it happens right at the beginning. So do you remember in the episode Brother? No, you're not the Red Angel, but I don't want to give you spoils if you know. But you remember the episode Brother, where Michael Burnham, we find out, is the ace test pilot that helped design the really cool landing pods that they go through these uber long launch tubes that weave back and forth through the ship. And like they go on this long convoluted path and then they launch out of the ship so that they can land. You remember that sequence? How cool that was? How we were all thinking, wow, if only those launch tubes were just a little bit longer, because it only took them like a minute to shoot at supersonic speeds through these launch tubes and zip back and forth and everything, and how cool that was. Well, we find out in this episode that the launch tubes are only like 20 feet long. Not making that up. The launch tubes are only 20 feet long. And yet, they were zooming around and zipping and doing bobbing and weaving and all that. They're 20 feet long. 20 feet long. All right, let me continue on. And you're probably right. It's probably closer to 50. Well, they showed how short. No, Mecha. No. You're going to get a better feeling of just how short they are. So they're trying to figure out how can they predict where the angel's going to show up so that they can then trap the angel. Since the Red Angel technology is not future technology, it's current technology. Oh my God. They better do something to reset the timeline at this point, because if the Red Angel is not distant future technology but current level technology, they've got to do some kind of timeline reset to make that make any kind of sense. So, Burnham and Emperor Captain whatever is having a little chat. Dang. So, Georgiou and Burnham are just having a little heart-to-heart in the hallway. Georgiou's taken off. And see, now they have these, the funny thing is, so now they have these detailed diagrams of the Red Angel suit, complete with the shape now. They know it's a woman, so apparently the computer can adjust it to look like it's Burnham. Thomas, how much is left? Too dang much. But, yeah. So they're building a giant trap where these stasis field generators are going to trap the Red Angel, because that'll work, because it's not future technology, it's current technology. Don't forget, this is not future technology. They built a suit that can travel through space and time and wipe out entire civilizations, and it's not future technology. Have you seen Krypton, the female emperor of Zod? She can kick butt. No, I've not seen Krypton the show. Mecha's saying that's effing stupid. Yeah. It's a TURDUS suit. It actually is, yes. And so there's super secret civilian Dr. Hugh, who's now in charge of top secret information, even though he's a civilian, is coming in to make things awkward. So they're trying to figure out what they're going to do. They said they need the power of 12 warp cores to pull this off. So they got to figure out what the heck they can do. Well, I get to the Orville by Saturday. I certainly hope so. Tell them about the Twinkie again, yes. So they're oh jeez. Oh, I'm so effing done. You know, I've said a couple of times that I actually kind of appreciate, and Zachary, yeah, you nailed it. So I've said a couple of times that I actually kind of appreciate the fact that Stamets and Hughes' relationship was actually very genuine and was well done overall. And like the problems they're having feel genuine. I actually kind of like the fact that they're not like calling attention to the fact that they're gay. They just are, right? So no, that's not good enough anymore. We got to shove it in your freaking face. And it's like, so, because Emperor Georgiou in her universe was screwing both of them. And telling everybody how, no, you guys are pansexual where I'm from. And so they're like, well, you do realize he's gay. Oh, no. Oh, jeez. Why do we have to cram more identity politics into this? They're gay. That's fine. I don't care about that. They're actually one of the more interesting relationships on the show. You don't have to tell me that they are gay. Wow, that was just really, really bad. So apparently Hugh and Stamets are freaking Lando Calrissian in the Mirror Universe. Who's smarter, Egon Spangler or Spock? Spock. No doubt. Next, they will be effing Erp Core. I'm pansexual after all. Feel the power. Yeah. This, Stress-free Kate. No, it's not that. Okay, look. Let me make this clear. All right, this is not about the fact that Georgiou was turned on by him. Okay, it's the fact that, okay, and like I said before, the Stamets and Hughes relationship from the beginning. Okay, so first of all, the Stamets thing at first seemed a little coy and forced, and it was like, oh, let's check a diversity quotient, and that was a little annoying. However, I have to admit that Stamets and Hughes' relationship has come across as pretty genuine. Both actors have done a great job with it, and their trials and tribulations as a couple have felt very real throughout this whole thing. All right, and that's awesome. However, what you don't do, in my opinion, and this is just writing 101, this has nothing to do specifically with homosexuality or any other specific issue. You don't hit on the nose writing, right? If you want, for example, to portray a character as virtuous, the way you do that is you show them doing virtuous things, right? And if you want to portray a character as being gay, then you put them in a gay relationship. You know what you don't do? You don't write into the dialogue lines where they tell you that they're gay. Just like, and this is a problem throughout this show. How many times have we seen dialogue of people telling Michael Burnham how freaking awesome Michael Burnham is? That is the problem. If you want Michael Burnham to be awesome, just make her be awesome. Don't tell us how awesome she is. Show us how awesome she is. And she's whatever. But if that's what you want, I don't care about, Georgiou. I know she's, just a slut from another, I think she's a dumb character. I don't think she should be on this show. And I think that everything about her and her enlistment into Starfleet is an abomination on what Star Trek has always been. All right. I don't think that, that would be literally like if the CIA decided to hire Hitler to help them out. I mean, because she is worse than Hitler. And so I really don't like that, right? Now, I like Stamets, and I like Hugh, and I like I'll tell you, these last few episodes where where Hugh is just not feeling right because of what he's been through, I get that. I really do. Better than most, because if you've ever been in a situation where your life was literally almost snuffed out, it changes you. Now, Hugh went one step further. And so I was in, and just to make you understand where I'm coming from, I was in a horrible motorcycle accident. This was many years ago. I literally thought I was going to die at the moment of the accident, and I was extraordinarily lucky. I suffered from PTSD from the accident. It was a very difficult time for me, and for a long time, I didn't feel like I was me. And I understand that feeling that Hugh is going through. And I like the way that they're dealing with it because it feels so genuine. It's the same thing that I like about Spock and Burnham's relationship. It feels real. They're showing a brother-sister relationship with all the warts. That's a good thing. That is really awesome. But you don't have to say, by the way, we're gay. That's completely unnecessary and breaks it. Because I don't need you to tell me what is painfully obvious. That'd be like, are they going to, in the next episode, are they going to say, well, you do realize Michael Burnham is black, right? I'm sorry. I will try to be better. And good to see you, Captain Redneck. I didn't see what you said, but Burnham is no struggles. Episode was critical. All the other. Well,
Captain Redneck is on the bridge.
all right. So let me get back to our lovely. And the only thing they need to do now is freaking say, hey guys, your identity is important, because it's all about identity politics at this point. So why not just cram that in there? Redneck came, anti-checker is gone. What? Daniel wants me to check Discord. You guys know I don't like checking Discord on these streams when I'm doing this stuff, but all right, Daniel, let me give you a second here. What'd you do? Oh, and I thank you. By the way, happy birthday, Daniel. And let's see. Red Angel explained identity, alternate timeline, origin, and motives. I will check that out, but I'm not going to look at it right now because I want to make sure that I get through as much of this episode as I can. Your stream cut out right after Redneck showed up. Seems like you didn't notice. I did not notice. I'm sorry. Captain Foley is in the house. Hey, Captain. I'm not going to lie to you. You may want to leave. I've been kind of negative tonight. I'm just saying. I know you don't like it when I go off the rails here, and so far this episode has not been pleasant. How good or bad is this episode on a scale from 1 to 10? It's hard. Are you asking Captain Foley? Because I haven't seen the whole thing yet. Thursday was Burnham's was Sonequa Martin Green's birthday. Well, happy birthday, Sonequa Martin Green. You didn't like this one? Okay. Yeah, that's what some people told me. But at the same time, I just want to make sure that, because I know you get a little upset sometimes when I get too negative, and I've gone on a couple of, first-class tangents here. All right, let's continue on here. So now you got to have a scene where now you have security chick telling Michael Burnham how awesome she is, because we haven't had enough scenes lately of people telling Burnham how awesome she is. So we've had 2 in this episode. I do need the snowflake music. Oh, sorry. Well, let me see if I can hook you up there, Captain Foley. Let me go over here and main menu. Of course, now it's going to take a minute because my computer is so effing slow. There we go. There we go. A little snowflake music for you. Captain Foley, I know you're a kind, gentle, loving soul. After all, you're Canadian. Canadians are kind. Canadians are fun. Canadians like lots and lots of maple syrup. But unfortunately, when it comes to Star Trek Discovery, that maple syrup is mixed with large amounts of moose dung. Alexander throws a couple of his fake Canadian dollars in and says Neelix was not gay. He was a badass. Well, first of all, being gay does not necessarily define whether you're a badass or not. So, and Trek Yards, it's the music you would get DMCA'd if you use it if you don't have a membership with Epidemic Sound. It's from Epidemic Sound. And it's actually the name of the song is Acoustic Snowflake. So if you have an Epidemic Sound membership, you can get it for free. I am not ignoring you, Mercer Create. I am not. Stress free. Now wait a minute. Burnham suffocated for 2 full minutes, maybe more, not knowing if she was going to die. Well, I assume that's a spoiler because I haven't seen her suffocate. Young Mr. Spock needs to carefully shave his hipster hip cat 1957 beard. Can we all agree? Yes, I think we can agree on that. All right, so let's continue on, because now that we've had our second Michael Burnham's awesome scene and met our quota for this episode.
I'm grateful you were there too.
And by the way, yeah, for those and I know, first of all, just I know Mr. Miles is just messing around with me because yeah, he's Mr. Miles. But and I do say this at the beginning, but I'll say it again now, is that whenever I'm doing one of these live reviews of a episode, it's hard for me to follow the chat real closely because I'm trying to watch the episode, and so I'm just being painfully obvious with you guys. On most nights, obviously I zero in on the chat. On nights where I'm doing this kind of thing, I have to focus on the episode or I don't know what's going on. I do try to keep an eye out for if there's chats addressed to me, and I try to keep an eye out, obviously, for super chats, but I'm only human, guys. So, all right. Let me continue on.
Its own.
Oh, it's not muted. I better fix that.
Force it closed.
And no warnings tonight. Discovery has a graviton beam, and apparently so do the freaking Section 31 ships, so graviton beams are a thing now. Hey, Captain Foley, since you're here, let me ask you, dude, you never know what's going on, that's true. But Captain Foley, since you're still here apparently, do all Federation starships have graviton beams now? I mean, is that, I didn't realize that, but since you're the tech expert, I'll ask you that real quick. It's only cheating if you get caught. Which you kind of did, DJ. So there is that. And well, I'm hoping that us giving Trek Yards a minute here to respond. I don't know if he's on his phone and desperately trying to type. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark. Is the graviton beam the track? Well, that's... Why? Yeah, it could be, I guess. But Neelix, I know you love Neelix. Isn't a graviton beam based? Well, that's why I wanted to ask Captain Foley, because I don't know if there's ever been a reference to a graviton beam on as standard Starfleet equipment. But both Leland and Saru seem to act like every ship has a graviton beam, and it's no big deal. Foley has you up on the big screen again, tickling your beard. That's a really creepy statement. And I guess he must have left or something since he's not answering. So too bad. I don't know. Whoops. So I know you guys probably couldn't hear it, but the reason the Stargate reset is you can only maintain a Stargate for 30 minutes and then you have to reinitialize it. Oh, no, Mr. Riles, there wasn't. The line you may be thinking of Squire of Gothos was not referring to a ship. Yeah, it just seemed a little weird. Happy birthday, Mr. Shatner. Is it William Shatner's birthday? Man, I am not with it if that's the case. Let's see. So William Shatner's birthday is March 22nd. So it is William Shatner's birthday, at least where I live. It's been William Shatner's birthday for the last 18 minutes. So I will drink a toast to the king of Star Trek, William Shatner. Happy birthday. I know you're freaking old as dirt, but you're awesome. You are 88 years old. And I will tell you, I met him just a couple of years ago. You would not think that this man was pushing 90. William Shatner, you are my childhood hero. All right, and that's actually true. I absolutely idolized William Shatner when I was a kid, and I only got to meet him for the first time a couple of years ago, and it was like a really cool moment for me. So let's continue on here. If they start using the term quantum to explain the science jargon like in Voyager, you will not be... Oh, no, that wouldn't surprise me at all. Heck, that'd be an improvement. So Saru is having a little confrontation with Leland, where Saru's basically admitting that the reason he volunteered to help Leland with the graviton beam stuff is because he wants to keep an eye on him. He doesn't trust him. So Saru is saying how he has incredibly great instincts, and he believes that Leland will act to protect the crew of both ships to the best of his ability. And yes, Mercer, I actually showed that the other day. Or you might have been here when I showed it, where we showed that Captain Kirk actually communicated with the Discovery directly in Squire of Gothos. That is true. And you suck at Fortnite. I've never played it, so I imagine I would suck at it as well. And Mr. Morrow says it's the second time tonight. I'm not... Oh, did the stream freeze? Sorry about that. Sucks, but it happens sometimes. So, basically, Saru's telling Leland that while he believes that he is going to protect the crews of both ships, he also believes that he's hiding something, which, duh, he's freaking Section 31. You know, that's something, Tentacle, thank you for mentioning that. It's something I've thought about a couple times, but I forgot to mention. If Burnham is the Red Angel, why are they even talking to... In fact, they should be purposefully lying to Burnham in order to trick the Red Angel. So Mr. Miles is unsubbing because he had to refresh. But yeah, why is Burnham in on any of this? Because wouldn't she just be able to remember how they tried to trick her? Whatever they try to do... Burnham's going to be like, oh, yeah, I remember that. Which means the Red Angel will only get caught if she wants to get caught. So some classic Burnham insubordination. Oh, I can't wait, Captain. The Red Angel's Tilly. Oh, my God, so obvious. No, no, it's not Tilly. And I don't think it's Burnham at this point just because they keep saying how it's Burnham. So I don't think it's Burnham, but I think that it's someone. I don't think it's Tilly. It doesn't. The body doesn't match. So now Burnham is confronting Leland because, you know, Burnham, a commander, can walk in and tell a captain that's part of the super secret Section 31 that nobody knows about, that everybody knows about, and tell him that he damn well better explain himself. And, of course, look at him. He looks like he's scared to death of Burnham, even though she's half his size. I would not be surprised if she kicks his butt by the end of the scene, even though there's no way in hell that she could take him. I would not be surprised. Wouldn't bet that it's going to happen, but she obviously has a problem with him. All right, so he's giving the big reveal. He knew her parents. So Burnham's parents were part of Section 31. Of course they were. Of course Burnham's parents were part of Section 31. Because Burnham has to be the center of everything. Oh my God, I'm going to be right, aren't I? She is going to kick his butt because he just admitted that her parents' deaths were his fault. Oh my God, she's going to lay him out. I can see it coming. Oh my God, this is going to be bad. Of course, I shouldn't be surprised considering in the last episode, she beat up a robot chick with superhuman strength and defenses. So, of course, this guy is going to crumble before her attack. So her parents built the Red Angel suit. Of course they did. Oh, yes. Of course it all makes sense now that her parents designed it and she's going to use it because she's freaking... Oh, my... Oh, they need a time crystal. Oh, that's original. There's some brilliant writing. We need some kind of MacGuffin that makes time travel work. I know. How about a time crystal? How about we just call it a freaking time... So the reason that they were at the planet that she wanted to be at was because that star they knew was going to go supernova, and Michael wanted to see the supernova, but she stayed there not because Michael wanted to see the supernova, but because Section 31 told them to stay there so they could absorb all the energy for their experiments. This is... Thank you, by the way. I can never remember your username, and I know I recognize this is the Bentox, I think. But thank you so much, because this is awesome. Helps me quite a bit. Yes, so Locutus, there is a time crystal. That's what they call the essential part of time. Why don't they just call it a freaking flux capacitor while they're at it? They actually created a MacGuffin called a time crystal in order to make time travel work, which means there's a we're gonna have some Dubliner. You saw that Mirror Sulu and Uhura set at Target. I have yet to. I've looked whenever I go to Walmart and stuff. I look for it, but I haven't seen it yet. But you know what I want? I want a freaking time crystal. And the sad thing is that I have to admit, I mean, you guys may not appreciate this. You might. I understand that there's a lot of people that just hate Michael Burnham and hate everything about her, and I understand that. Do I want you to mail me one? What, if you pick up that set, if you want to mail it to me, Mercer, I would love it, but I don't want you to spend money you can't afford. So, but if you can, absolutely. That would be awesome. Yeah, why not a Kyber crystal? You're absolutely freaking right. A freaking time crystal. Are you serious? Anyway, so what I was trying to say. I know a lot of people hate Michael Burnham. I understand that because her character is wooden, and especially the first season was horrible from beginning to end. But I have to give props to Sonequa Martin Green at this scene. Because despite the fact that I absolutely hate the plot points that they're bringing up here, despite the fact that everything they're saying is ridiculously stupid, Sonequa Martin Green is doing a good job with the acting piece. Look at her eyes there. Look at her face. All right, I know a lot of people say, "Oh my God, she's so wooden." She's showing some depth in this episode, and the last couple episodes she's really, really improved. And so I will give her that much. I think that, I mean, if you look at her here, this is not bad stuff as far as her acting. And I think it's really sad that the writing is so ridiculously bad. Snowman Frost says space time crystal and throws a Wikipedia link in there. Oh, there it is. There fricking is. There, and he's down. 2 punches, and he is down. A trained Section 31 badass is down with 2 punches from 98 pounds Sonequa Martin Green. Why the hell not? No, really, why not? So now she's blaming Ash because Michael Burnham, that doesn't even make sense. Why would she necessarily? Ash is a freaking Klingon and she knows it. And he only recently joined Section 31. So Mercer says he didn't defend himself, so she'll give him a pat. Yeah, but here's the thing. If a 98, I'm sorry, all right, and let me just be real for just a minute, okay? Because I'm going to quote the great Mr. Spock, and I'm not even talking about Ethan Peck. I'm talking about the original Leonard Nimoy classic Spock from Star Trek VI. Even logic must give way to physics. All right? Sonequa Martin Green does not have the physical size or strength to do that kind of physical damage to a man twice her size in the way that they showed. Sorry. That's a load of crap. And I know that people like to fantasize about movies where small people beat up large people. But that, and the thing is, it's not even the first, and this is my problem with what they're doing with Michael Burnham. She kills a Klingon warrior who's even bigger than Leland, right? By accident. She beats the crap out of multiple Klingons in the first season. She beats up a superhuman freaking robot chicken, and now she beats up this dude. And I'm sorry. That's such a freaking load of crap. In the meantime, Thomas was another $1.99, says, sell crap crystals, help people. Yeah, I should a brown crystal. Oh man, that's what we need. We need to turn the dark crystal into the brown crystal. So I get to pick, huh? Let's do something. As much as I love that one, I'm going to do one we haven't done in a while. Oh, wait. I didn't hit the mute button. I know.
Heart attack.
Well, that was easier than I expected. This is going to be a great day. And now, off to my first day of work on Endor.
Chevron 7, locked.
All right. So let's continue on with this crap. We'll get that muted, and oh man. So thank you though, in all seriousness. So thank you, Thomas. I do appreciate it. So let's move on. Robot chicken is powerful because she's a robot or a chicken. Well, mostly because of the robot part, not the chicken part. Oh, maybe robot chicken laid an egg somewhere. The return of robot chicken. That could be. They'll find an egg in the pea corner on the. That's. Oh man. All right. I got to continue on here. All right. So Hugh is coming in to talk to the Admiral. And he was looking for her earlier in the engine room. So, or sorry, the spore room or whatever the hell. It's the engine room. So, okay, so he wants some therapy with her. And again, I like Hugh. It's nicely, his character is interesting. I want to know what's going on in his mind because I felt that way, like I said, when I was dealing with, after the motorcycle accident I was talking about earlier. I get it. What he's feeling, I truly get that. And I like the way they're portraying it because they're doing it, in my opinion, in a pretty accurate way. So this is actually, it's a quiet moment. It doesn't really fit with a lot of what's going on in this episode, but this is actually a good moment for Hugh and for the Admiral. And I'm sorry if you guys are disappointed that I'm not going off on this stuff, but this is actually good. Which is such a shame because most of this episode has been such crap. And I can only imagine, I mean, because fortunately for me, I will tell you, and I'm going to pause it here for just a minute, but I really feel for Hugh because, like I said, I remember what it was like to be dealing with, after a near-death experience, and the PTSD that comes with it, and not feeling like you're really in reality, to not feel like you are you anymore. And it's that sudden realization of mortality that hits you like a ton of bricks. Every one of us understands intellectually that we are going to die. But until you come this close to actually dying, you don't appreciate it. And, you know, I've had that a couple of times in my life. The motorcycle accident for me was the most profound. But also when I had a cancer scare a few years back, and that as well was an incredibly scary time for me. And in both cases, after you get that close to death, when you really genuinely, I'm not talking about, oh God, I'm so dead because somebody doesn't like my post on Facebook. I'm not talking about that kind of crap. I'm talking about you literally think you are about to die and then you don't. It changes you. It messes you up. And so I really, really appreciate what they're doing here. Now, I consider, because you know what? It destroyed Hugh and Stamets' relationship, which is kind of a shame. I like them. However, I was fortunate. Like, it didn't, even though it was definitely a strain for Mrs. Antitrekker and me, but I didn't get to the point where I questioned my love for her or anything. And I'm glad, because if I could only imagine, I'm sure that there have been plenty of divorces that have come from that. I think about Mrs. Antitrekker's biological father and mother, because they divorced when she was very young after he spent a tour in Vietnam, and it messed him up. And so I get it. And this is something they're actually dealing with fairly well. And so I just wanted to take a moment to express my genuine appreciation for that. All right, let me continue. No, I haven't had that much booze. That was a nice scene. That was probably the best scene of this episode by a substantial margin. So now we got Michael. I'm sorry. They're trying to make her look like a badass, but... So, on the one hand, I didn't buy for a second that she was really that much of a badass punching that. Although I would love to have that punching bag. Let me tell you, if one of you guys really wants to go all out and help out the Antitrekker here, get me one of those human torso things that I can punch. I could like set it right here, and whenever I get pissed off, I can just turn around and punch it. Yeah. But anyway, so we got Spock coming into Michael Burnham. Now, I don't like the setup as far as her punching the bag, because I didn't buy that for a second. I don't think Sonequa has the physicality for that. However, that being said, I'm looking forward to this sequence because it has Spock and Michael Burnham. And I know this sounds weird, because as much as I can't stand the character of Michael Burnham, I love the character of Michael Burnham when she's with Spock. This is a brother-sister relationship portrayed better than anything I can even remember. So, wow. I mean, now that was a wonderful moment there, a great brother and sister moment. And I'm sorry for being quiet for so long, but this is one of those things. This is where I begin to appreciate some of what they do on Discovery. And it's in some of these relationships, not all, but some of these relationships, I don't know, the writers must have a strained relationship with a sibling and they know how to write. Because this, Spock and Michael have a very adversarial relationship overall. But underneath that, you can detect that there is love. And where Spock was just laying it out about all of her problems and how everything is her fault. And then he said that he wishes that he was present at the time that she struck Leland down because he would have found that moment most satisfying. That is a freaking brother right there. That, and when I say, I don't mean, brother like, hey, my brother. I mean that is a brother-sister relationship. He is telling Michael, you are wrong, you are wrong, you are wrong. And when you kick that guy's ass, I wish I was there to see it. That was nice. I really like that. So kudos to the writers for that scene, even though I doubt it's going to be, sure, this scene is good, but what's coming next? No, that was not racist, Thomas. I'm just making it clear. Because sometimes when you say, that sounds like a brother, they think that you mean something other than a biological brother. I mean that this sounds like a biological brother. Satisfaction is an illogical emotion. That's true, but Spock has said it before. And the thing is that, and I gotta say, I like Ethan Peck's Spock. I genuinely do. I think that he is a really interesting and fun addition to the show. I know everybody's been talking about Anson Mount leaving the show, but I hope Ethan Peck comes back because I think he's really good. Yes, he is her brother from another mother. That's actually technically true here. See, another nice moment. That was a nice brother-sister moment. Spock, said, if it eases your suffering, I accept your apology. He is being considerate. And the Fed, holy crap, throws 100 of his fake Australian dollars. Hey, that may be fake Australian dollars, but 100 of them, that adds up to like, what, more than $8 American. Thank you so much, the Fed. I kid you a lot, but I appreciate it. I truly do. I think this will help with that punching bag. It absolutely will. Although, honestly, in the form of super chats, it's going to go towards the mortgage. But I'm just, but the Fed, if there's any of the super chat rewards that you want to see, the list of them is in the description below. Please let me know. But thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. That means the world to me. Honestly, it truly does. And yeah. I could gush on forever about that, but thank you. And from another mother. Yes, Thomas, that is true. But this is good. And that's the sad thing about this show is that now season 1 was utter garbage. I don't think that there's a lot of people that would argue otherwise. But season 2 has had moments of greatness. And even in this crap fest of an episode, these scenes with Burnham and Spock and the scenes with Stamets and Hugh have been really, really good. So go for Death of Disco when available. Absolutely, my friend. And you know what? $100. If you want another one, you just let me know, the Fed, and I will absolutely put it on there. But the Death of Disco, I love that one. So let me bring that bad boy up. Oh, shoot, it's not muted. I'm sitting there listening to it and enjoying the music. Let me start that over. And I will say this, Fred, before I go to the Bird Chat 1. I didn't care for him in Supernova. I think he was the weakest part of Supernova. But again, it's how you put... And all right, I'll get into it in just a minute. And I know I'm going to offend some people, but I'm going to lay it out as far as how you deal with gay characters in fiction in just a moment. But we got to get some Bird Chat action, because there is nothing better than BIRDOPREY singing...
Captain's log, stardate 44307.3. I'm preparing to leave my shuttlecraft for Pentaurus 5, where I've been asked to mediate a dispute among the Salinite miners. A contentious group, unfortunately prone to violence. But first, I must deal with a situation of a far more personal nature. What better way to get first-hand experience?
Captain, I'm picking up a general distress signal from BIRDOPREY 5.
On screen.
Feel the fire, feel my love inside you so bright. There's the sound and the smell of love on my mind. I'm your toy, come play with me. Say the word now. Wrap your legs around me. Ride me tonight.
My love is a fever, longing still for that which longer nurseth the disease.
I'm a man, I'm a goddess, I'm a man, I'm a virgin, I'm a man, I'm a blue movie, I'm a man, I'm a bitch, I'm a man, I'm a geyser, I'm a man, I'm a little girl, and we'll make love together. This sounds very pedo-ish.
In faith, I do not love thee with mine eyes, for they in thee 1,000 errors see, but 'tis my heart that loves what they despise, who, in despite of view, art pleased to dote. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate.
What? Oh my God.
When I have plucked the rose, I cannot give it vital growth again. It needs, must wither.
Why are you singing these things? Music to make love to an old ladybug.
You wonderfully jealous fool, you.
Wow, well that's basically rape. That is rape as a song. Congratulations. I gotta go turn myself in.
Chevron 7, locked.
So let me first of all say something real quick. That is the person in that super chat is, for those of you that are new to the channel, is BIRDOPREY 5, just spelt like I said, a BIRDOPREY 5. And he is a great guy. He's got a great sense of humor, and if he also is very, very good at a game called City Skylines. He does daily live streams during the day, and most of those live streams are either he alternates between what he calls bed life and City Skyline stuff. So the bed life, for the, he is an incredible. I will be completely honest with you right now. BIRDOPREY is an absolute inspiration to me. The man has been confined to a bed for the last decade, and he and yet he is he's in high spirits and does all this. You know, he's a great guy. So I can't say it enough. You should subscribe to his channel if you haven't already, and check out his live streams if you happen to be available when they come on, because they're a lot of fun. I love hanging whenever I'm available. If his stream comes on, I'm always there. And that's not something, you know, as much as I love a lot of my good friends here on YouTube, like Nerdrotic and Doomcock and Mecha and Lord and all the rest, BIRDOPREY is the only guy that I go out of my way to catch his live streams, because I love his personality and he truly does inspire me to be a better person. So, no kidding. I love the guy. So you should subscribe to him if you're not already. In the meantime, I'm going to talk for just a moment about dealing with gay characters. Because someone mentioned the actor that plays Hugh and his performance in Supernova. And it's kind of funny because Supernova is, even though it's that character's sexuality in Supernova is never explicitly mentioned. However, he is such a flaming stereotype that it is annoying, right? He's running around going, oh my God, oh, what's going on? Oh, jeez, ah. And it's just grating, right? In this, now it has nothing to do with the tone of his voice because it's the same actor, right? It's not like he's like suddenly talking like this. He still has a relatively soft voice, you know, but he's taking it more seriously, more subdued, more real. And Hugh on Discovery, Hugh and Stamets feels like a real relationship. The dude on Supernova felt like a stereotype of homosexuality. If you're going to create an effective gay character, the last thing you need to do, and that's why I was so pissed off when they did it in this episode, the last thing you need to do is to say, by the way, I'm gay. That is the worst thing you can do. Which I just realized that me saying that now, Miles is probably salivating at clipping that out and putting it in a future video. Oh, jeez. But if you to make a gay character compelling means forget about the fact that they're gay and just make them good characters. And by the way, the same is true of straight characters, the same is true of men, the same is true of women, the same is true of every demographic you can think of. Make them interesting people at the core, and the rest of it doesn't matter. It's superficial. It truly is. And so, you know, in moments like this, like what I have frozen on my screen right now, this moment with Spock and Michael Burnham. Does it matter that Michael Burnham is black? The answer is no. It does not matter. What matters is that Michael Burnham is feeling a lot of pain, and it's clear that she's feeling a lot of pain, and her brother, who is not an emotional person, is consoling her in the best way that he can. And it's a touching scene. If you, and yeah, Renegade put it very well. If you make your characters people first, then it doesn't matter if you want to, if you want to throw all the diversity in the world into your works just because you care about diversity, that's fine. Make them great characters and then cast it with a diverse cast. I'm totally cool with that. You want to know a brilliant example of exactly that? Watch The freaking Expanse. The Expanse has a more diverse cast than any show I have ever seen, period. But that's not the point of the show. They're not constantly shoving their ethnicity in your face or their sexuality in their face. The Expanse had a gay couple in there that was so beautifully done that I'm not going to name names, but a person I know that finds homosexuality completely offensive and distasteful liked it. That's how good it was. All right? If you want to see how good writing is, watch the first 3 seasons of The Expanse. And that is how you do diversity. I'm sorry. Discovery has moments of greatness, like this one with Spock and Burnham, like the moment with Hugh and the Admiral, a lot of the stuff with Hugh and Stamets. But unfortunately, it's layered in crap. And lots of it. All right, I've ranted too much. Let me continue on.
It was unexpected and helpful.
I had not anticipated this conversation either. But I appreciate it as well.
So again, the Spock-Michael relationship is just coming across as freaking awesome, even in this crappy episode.
In your absence, I made a discovery. I now understand the variance in the signal pattern. What causes the angel to appear at certain times and not others?
And?
The variance.
So Spock points out the obvious, but then that's what Spock does better than anything else. I haven't seen Cloud Atlas, Mercer, so I couldn't comment on that one. I don't know how they dealt with it there.
We've been trying to track her by the signals, asking when she might appear somewhere,
But oh, you can hear it. I'm so sorry. Thank you for pointing that out, because I'm going to probably get a DMCA now, but I'll mute it. So they're figuring out that one thing that can... Yeah, okay, so they figured out that the Red Angel needs to keep Michael Burnham alive. Yes, I muted it. I know. I'm sorry, guys. So they absolutely need to keep Michael Burnham alive in order to continue this. And that makes perfect sense. Did they recover Robot Chicken's frozen body? No. Anyway, they because if the Red Angel is Michael, which I doubt, but I'm assuming that the Red Angel is someone associated with Michael. And so the Red Angel obviously cares about Michael being alive, regardless of whether it actually is Michael or not. And thus, if Michael is in mortal danger, the Red Angel will in fact show up. So the obvious answer is, well, put Michael in mortal danger, and the Red Angel will have to show up. Yeah, so Michael Burnham needs to be the bait for any trap that they set. And this is interesting, because this is the interesting dilemma. The danger to Michael must be 100% genuine. She must be in a situation where she will die if the Red Angel doesn't intervene, in order to get the Red Angel to intervene. So that actually, I'll give them some credit here. That actually creates an interesting moral dilemma. Would you, if you're about 99% sure that, for example, the Red Angel is, let's say it's me from the future, right? So, well, granted, me is probably a bad example, but someone you care about from the future. And the only way to get that, and you have to get that person in order to find out what's going on, would you be willing to kill someone you love because you know that person won't come to save them? Because if you're wrong, you're going to kill the person you love. So that's honestly what the situation we're in. I saw someone say no spoilers, so I looked away from the chat. I apologize if I missed what you said, but if somebody put a big spoiler in there, I don't want to see it. Let's continue on. Now, you see, there's a problem. Is that Michael Burnham is saying that Hugh will be right there to resuscitate her if she actually does die. But then, if the Red Angel is her from the future, then the Red Angel would already know that fact. And yes, we're actually getting closer to the end there, Thomas, so hopefully we'll be done pretty soon. But if the Red Angel is actually her from the future, then the Red Angel in the future would remember that they set this up and just not show up, because they know that the Doctor is going to just show up and resuscitate her. What is the oath that he took? Okay, so Pike is saying that basically putting Michael in danger violates his oath as a Starfleet captain. I don't remember, I was in the military. You don't swear an oath that you'll never put other people in danger, because if that were the case, the military couldn't function, because it's a dangerous job. And Michael lays it out. If you want to capture the Red Angel, you have to let me die. And that's actually a good line, even though it's Michael. So this planet that they're at has very, very bad atmosphere. It'll kill you. You know, I'm sorry. I think Michelle Yeoh is a fine actress, and I loved her in some of her older stuff. They need to get rid of her. She is just annoying. I'm not looking forward to the Section 31 show. Anyway, so they're setting up the trap because Red Angel tech is current tech. Remember that. They built a suit capable of creating wormholes, devastating planets, and teleporting through time and space before the original series. So they're saying Dr. Colburn needs to be ready to resuscitate her. This is interesting. I think the trap idea is interesting, but I still think it's really stupid that the Red Angel is not future tech. That is just ridiculously stupid. Because they got the magic time crystal, they can time travel. Because there's something called a time crystal. Stone knives and bear skins? Yes, exactly. So now Michael's apologizing to Ash because she blamed him for knowing that her parents were dead, even though that made no sense. Okay, they're gonna kiss. That's all there is to it. They're gonna make out now because they're getting that close, and this. There it is. Swap and spit. Harry Mudd had the time crystal. That might be. Oh, they stole it from the Avengers. That could be. Yeah, it's a time stone. This is actually a good moment between Michael and Ash, I gotta admit. But it's also not a very well-earned one because Ash has been painfully underdeveloped. And the whole thing with Vogue was just dumb. And if you start thinking about the fact that he's a Klingon, that is a traitor, and that he just joined Section 31, that she hates, and that she's making out with him, that makes no sense. Okay, so Ensign Extra comes onto the bridge and everybody's like being... Oh, because she's taking Robot Chick's station. You mean there's been nobody at her station this whole time until just now? What? So they're bringing the phase discriminators online, whatever the hell that means. That was just a random technobabble word. Phase discriminators. Well, we don't like your phase because you're black. That's what a phase discriminator. Oh, that's the original Robot Chick? Is that what it is? All right, so they're setting everything up. But of course, Michelle Yeoh has her super secret black armor on now because why the hell not? Everybody's got a spacesuit except Burnham, which makes sense because I know they got to put Burnham in danger. That's fine. Spoiler. Will you stop saying spoiler? I know you're just trying to mess with me, Mr. Miles. I don't have a blood wine addiction. I have. I just like regular old alcohol. You got to get with IT. Or I got to get with it. I'm unsubbing due to lack of Trek knowledge. Or what I do? Oh, they use phase discriminators in TNG. I'm sorry, I didn't realize that, Mercer. So, I'm sorry if you're unsubbing, but I'll miss you. But I didn't realize that. Come on, we can make it. I mean, I know they're going to have the big reveal of what the real identity of the Red Angel is here right at the end. And like I said, I would be willing to bet major amounts of money right now that it is not Michael Burnham. Yes, I figured out your code. That wasn't that difficult. Yes, stress-free alcohol is definitely cheaper than blood wine. Into hard cider. I like some good hard cider. But I'm more of a whiskey guy. I like flavored whiskeys. Like the Crown Royal Apple is really good. I have a bottle of the peach. I haven't tried it yet. But I'm looking forward to it. No gay stuff, but Spock has more butt than Bree. I'm sorry, I have more butt than Bree, and I do not have an impressive butt. Oh, did you do good on the TNG trivia? Very good. All right, so they strapped her into a chair. They're going to turn off life support and basically leave her to die. Chief Cook Tennessee whiskey. I do like. I have several Tennessee whiskeys. This one is actually Tennessee Legend. It's a small batch, and this is coffee flavored whiskey. It's actually really tasty. All right, so they're gonna turn off the life support and let the nasty exterior atmosphere into the room, which is they said will kill someone in, like, I think they said 2 minutes. Stress-free, if you like Spock's butt, that's fine. I'm not my thing, but that's cool. All right, so they're opening up the room so that the toxic atmosphere from outside comes in. Oh, must be masculinity, because it's toxic, get it? The Renegade, okay, first of all, let me say this. Let me be clear about something. Yes, I like flavored whiskeys, like this Dublin, the Dubliner liqueur, which is a blend of Irish whiskey and honeycomb liqueur. The Tennessee Legend, which is a blend of Tennessee whiskey with coffee liqueur. All right, so yes, I like that, but I also like the good stuff. All right, I do like a good single malt. However, this single malt will not be opened until I hit 10,000 subs. I understand. Single malt is not something you drink for a Star Trek Discovery episode. Single malt is something for a truly special occasion. All right, so let me be clear about that. All right, let me move on here. And I mean a good single malt. Like, when I get a good single malt, you don't spend less than $100 on a bottle of single malt. I mean, you can, but you might as well just buy the flavored stuff. All right, so Michael is not doing well. The toxic masculinity is getting all over her pores and burning her skin from the looks of it. Yeah, that does not look pleasant. Well, I drank the whole bottle, not at once, but I will probably have a couple of good stiff drinks that night. So Michael Burnham is not doing well. Oh my God! They just can't stop making Tilly into an idiot, can they? So Tilly is, I'm going to unmute it here for a minute so you can see. So Tilly, you can see that doe-eyed look on her face as they're all watching Michael Burnham on the view screen as she's dying in front of them.
Ensign, are you picking up any spikes in the tachyon radiation?
Sorry, sir. No change.
She was literally, they were asking her about the radiation, and she was forgetting to look while her best buddy and roommate is dying. Let me move on. So, Michael is definitely not doing well. We know the Red Angel's going to show up. They're just dragging it out. So Spock is now taking the initiative and pointing a phaser at everybody to stop them from rescuing Michael, because he realizes, and I'll give him credit here, this is actually good. Spock realizes that if Michael is not going to actually die if they fail, then the Red Angel won't show up. And that is good. That is really well done, because obviously the Red Angel can look at different timelines, and so they can see, okay, she dies here if the Red Angel doesn't show up, and she's important to the Red Angel. Again, I don't think the Red Angel is Michael Burnham for a second, but I think that the Red Angel knows Michael Burnham personally. So Spock's disobeying everybody's orders to stand down, and good for Spock. He's going to cause the Red Angel to appear. Michael Burnham is just about to die. Doesn't look good for Michael, which means that the Red Angel is going to show up any second here, of course. All right, can we not drag this on forever and a day? Jesus. Red Angel equals Klingon chick. I don't think she's the Klingon chick, but I think it's someone that Michael knows. Mr. Miles says we pay so the anti-tracker can watch this. We're all going to hell. No. I appreciate it. You guys know it. All right, so the Red Angel's showing up. So Red Angel has just come through the wormhole, fires a little disruptor wave at everybody. They're trying to see what's going on. And so now the Red Angel is coming into the room with Michael Burnham. The Red Angel equals Robot Chicken. No, I don't think for a minute that it's Robot Chicken. I'm sorry, I don't buy that for a minute. So the Red Angel's healing Michael with her magic red beam of light, even though this is not future tech. Remember that. The Red Angel just shot Michael Burnham with a healing beam of energy, but this is not from the future. Sorry. So now they're firing all their little whatchamacallits, the Red Angel, to trap her. So Leland is authorizing a security override of some kind. He's staring into the little thing for some reason. And it stabbed him in the eye and he's dead. What? How did that make any sense? Why did the computer just stab Leland in the face? Unless maybe the computer on that ship is infected with the virus, I'm assuming, but whatever. So, Red Angel is now apparently being trapped because why the hell not? I don't think Leland's actually dead. He's probably alive, but it stabbed him in the face, so something's going on there. We'll probably find out next week. Chaos has taken over control, yes. So they fire an EMP, which apparently... So they fire an EMP, which shuts down the Red Angel's battle suit that can time travel and everything, but doesn't shut down all their stuff that around it. Why not? Why does an iris scanner have a blind option? That's a good question. I don't know why they built the stabby function into the iris scanner. That doesn't make a lot of sense. So, of course, we got to have the dramatic, she's looking at the floor so that we can't see her face. Okay, so it looks like a black woman. Definitely looks older than my... Oh, man. I know who it is. Yep. It's Michael Burnham's mom! And that's the end of the episode. So Michael Burnham's mother is the Red Angel, which makes no effing sense. Which is okay. I know, because here's the thing. Earlier in this episode, they were making a big deal out of the fact that the bioscan of the Red Angel was identical, not nearly identical, but 100% identical to Michael Burnham. Now, while a mother and daughter would certainly share a lot of similar genetic traits, that doesn't make any freaking sense whatsoever. Now, there's a couple of possibilities. One, that the information that Robot Chicken had was faked somehow. Even though it makes no sense, why would you fake it to make everybody think it's Michael Burnham when it's actually your mother? That doesn't make a lot of sense. We'll see what they do with that. Option number two, and this is, I really hope this is not true, but I would not be surprised if it actually is that Michael Burnham is Philip J. Fry. Michael Burnham is her own mother. Why not? Because after all, Michael Burnham is so effing perfect. Who could possibly give birth to Michael Burnham other than Michael effing Burnham? So that's why not? Well, that was a tough episode. Sorry about that. It's been 30 minutes having the wormhole open, so you know those wormholes need to reset every 30 minutes. So that was a tough episode to rate. Because on the one hand, some really, really good... Well, who's the father? Well, obviously Michael Burnham just slept with her father. Ew, but yeah. But, or, you know, we'll find out. Maybe Ash is the father. Who knows? But, so Ash and Michael Burnham had sex, and Michael Burnham gave birth to Michael Burnham, who in turn became the Red Angel. Huh? Why not? And trigger, wormholes stay open for 38 minutes, not 30. Well, sorry, Mr. Miles, I'm not perfect, okay? Another possibility is Burnham's a clone, possible 31 experiment. That could be too. Thank you. I did make it through this episode in one season, although it's very late. Sci-Fi Sith wants me to read his last comment because he's a jerk. What did you say, Sci-Fi? Because if it's too far back, let's see. And trigger, if you ever check out the Star Wars Terran Republic wiki page, you could leave a comment, but please be nice. You could add a Terran Republic wiki if you want to. Oh, I'll definitely, you know, first of all, while I'm brutally cruel when it comes to my reviews. I'm a nice guy overall. I would not go on there and be a jerk unless it was a website that clearly encouraged trolling. Anchecker, also, if you're trying to create an incoming wormhole, they never say Chevron locked for inbound. Well, shut up, Mr. Miles. I'm trying to just be fun with it, okay? I know that, but it sounded cool to have him say that. Anyway, so I think Michael Burnham is Michael Burnham's own mother, which is really, really creepy. Anyway, it's a tough episode to rate because on the one hand, the story is absolute crap, which is consistent with last week, but some of the character moments are absolute gold, consistent with the week before. I really like the stuff they did with Stamets and Hugh. I really like the stuff between Burnham and Spock. However, the plot was ridiculously dumb, and that's the problem. So I would probably give this one a 5.5 out of 10. That's just my gut reaction there, which is like, it's not, because those character moments were so good it elevated it, but the story was so bad that it just couldn't get past that average range. Thanks, Dave Trigger, and everyone in the chat. Stream was fun, but it's time for bed. Oh, it has absolutely way past bedtime for me. So I do need to wrap it up here, guys. And wow, what the hell? That's what the freaking hell.
I have got something better!
Chevron 7, locked.
And Josh Street won't let me get any rest just as I was about to hit the end stream button. You threw that buck in, you jerk. And by the way, yeah, someone was mentioning, like, talking about scoring, and that's why I put that post that I said. Basically, if I give something a 1 to 4, it's basically 1 or 2 is horrifically bad, right? 3 or 4 is just bad. 5, 6 is meh. 7, 8 is good but not great. 9, 10 is great. And so if you hear me, you know, like, I think the highest I've given an episode of Discovery was a 7, and that would be 2 weeks ago. So that was a good episode. That's the absolute best that Discovery has done. The Discovery writers even failures at Barsuming. You know, I can't remember what that means, so maybe it's just because I'm too tired because it's so freaking late. So you should change the highest rank to Burnham, not 10. That's true, I really should. But then Ray might get mad. So Josh, you got to tell me what you want as far as a Super Chat reward, or else I'm going to assume you don't want one and just wrap it up. So enter tonight equals 9. Well, thank you. If you're talking about me, if you're talking about Discovery, then go to hell. But if you're talking about me, thank you. That's very kind. I mean, Jesus. At the beginning of the episode, everyone is on the hangar bay and the bridge is empty. So if anyone would attack at that moment, they're screwed. Yeah, that's true. Josh wants number 13 because who doesn't want to see Lore Reloaded in drag walking down the street away from Birdoprey's car?
Hey, you want to learn about Jesus?
There's no such thing as hooker-client confidentiality.
Chevron 7, locked.
Mr. Miles says, I bet her father's name is Michael. That's a good question. I don't know. Too bad you can't edit BIRDOPREY. That would be funny. You got to put it like, have him lying in the hospital bed right there. That would be horrible. But Disco, 4.5 for the writing, 8.5 for the acting. That's actually not too far off. I mean, that's the thing. The acting and stuff is really good, but the writing is so bad. I don't know if I would give it a 4.5. I'd probably go lower than that, except for a couple of episodes. All right, so that's it, guys. It's been a night.
And sing it, sing it, sing it.
My, this here Anakin guy.
Sing it.
Maybe Vader someday later, now he's just a small fry.
Sing it.
He left his home and kissed his mama goodbye.
Sing it.
Saying soon I'm gonna be a Jedi. Soon I'm gonna be a Jedi.
Sing it, sing it, sing it, sing it.
See how good the boy could be. So we took him there and we told the tale how his Mordi-chlorons were off the scale and he might fulfill that prophecy.
Sing it!
Mordi-chlorons, Mordi-chlorons, Mordi.
Sing it!